Hey team, it's day 55. I hope you guys are great. Wanting to get into the goals today, but I also wanted to talk about just how I coach my coaching clients and people around me and just everybody I come in contact as it relates to coaching. Why do I start with the physical, and of the 4 pillars I coach around, why do I believe physical is the one you should start with, lean into, and grow a solid foundation in? So we'll go over that real quick tonight, but day 55, 5 weeks left, actually 5 weeks in a day. We're a little bit a day behind, but day 55 on videos. My weight was 217.6, so I actually bumped up another pound. But when I think about it, I ate 23.15 for calories, so a little bit over. I drank at least 20 ounces more water than I normally do. 6.5 hours of sleep. I'm just struggling with a little bit of sleep during the work week, and I've noticed that's been lagging here and there, especially lately. 70 minutes of lifting, but look at this, 311 grams of protein. And the reason why I had so much protein, and a lot of that was red meat, and I retain a lot of water with red meat, but I've also noticed as I'm starting to, notice my weight loss on my cake pop body, I'm trying to maintain as much muscle as I can. And that's why, from a protein perspective, my target was 1 gram per pound of body weight. And really, when you think about my belief as far as the catabolic state's concerned and anabolic state, so the growth or the breakdown phase, I really believe in that breakdown phase is that I am really here to just maintain muscle. 30 minutes of activity, but in the same sense, trying to keep the muscle, I believe I'm going to, as what I've noticed is I'm going to have to start lifting a little heavier. So the last couple of days I've had some pretty heavy lifts, and that's the reason for the extra protein. That's the reason for a little bit of longer yesterday. And I do believe, for the last couple of days, if you've seen, they've been right around that 2,300 calorie range. I've sat on that top of that calorie range because I've just subconsciously, not really noticing it, pumped up my calories. Because that's what I normally do when I start into one of my building phases. And just, so, you know what? Old self pulled me right back into the subconscious of what I always used to do. Instead of maintaining and really thinking about where I was going. So this, I believe, is a little bit of water retention. It's a little bit of 2 days of heavy meats, heavy protein, and protein shakes. And then in the same sense, I still believe that when you don't get that 7 hours or more of sleep, that does not get you as much time in that first phase sleep cycle, which is where your HGH comes out. But let's talk right about why should you start with the physical? When you are on your road to achieve your best life, and there's 4 pillars, and I should probably go over the 4, I should probably at least tell you what my 4 pillars of coaching are. So when I coach folks, the one thing that I start with is physical, and then I'm heavy on mindset, and then I'll just put it down here, relationships, and then financial. So those are kind of my 4 pillars. And the first thing that I work on with folks right away is A, because I'm super familiar with it, but B, I've noticed that it is the most simple things to start with because it doesn't take money, doesn't take a lot of extra, well, it does take a little bit of knowledge, but it doesn't take a lot of extra direction to start. You can make a few subtle changes and really instantly start to see the physical. But it does tie in with mindset a lot too, just because you really have to change your mindset and tell yourself you can do it. But physical is the one that I say you can start with no money. You can start with really little or no equipment, really little or no knowledge, limited direction, not a ton to work with from a coach's perspective. And you can start to see results right away in the physical side. We noticed it with just me when I first started and just changed the way I ate it and just simply started trying to track my calories. All of a sudden we see weight come off, and just weighing myself every day, most people have a scale around, but just weighing myself more frequently, I was able to change. And then you notice the mindset changes. You start thinking about things. You need relationships, so the people around you are supporting you. They know what you're doing. They're helping you get your food. You're including them, and then after you get a couple weeks into it, you're actually bringing them along with you. And then from a financial perspective, you're not probably eating out as much or eating as bad. You're actually planning your meals, so it all ties together. And it's not that easy as it relates to the 4 pillars, but these are the 4 pillars I coach to as it relates to, they all need to be pretty stable before you can achieve your best life, or even really get on your merry way to achieving that best life and truly living what you want for your purpose. But why I always start with physical, there's some immediate impact with that. It's the thing that you really truly know in your heart, whether you're making that full effect on it. You know, that's why the mindset ties with it really well too. But this one gives you immediate feedback. Like you can see it in a scale, you can hear it from others, you can see it in a calorie app tracker. It's just really the best one and first one from a coaching perspective that you can get those immediate positive results to start to build the momentum. And as you do the mindset training with that, there is a lot of that involved with the physical, but the mindset as far as, hey, I can do this, you know, the confidence building and getting around that. And then relationships, you know, ensuring that you're having those friendectomies and getting rid of the folks that are negative in your life, and, you know, using the folks, not using, but, you know, leaning on the folks who are there to support you and ensuring you're cultivating those relationships as you're going through. And then financial, like I said, that one is a little bit of a switch with learning and what you need to know, but you can simplify it. But after you get those first three decently down, the financial, it kind of comes. It doesn't seem like it's as tough to get going. It's a little tougher to learn, and it does take a little bit longer, and you don't necessarily see the impact of the financial right away. As a matter of fact, sometimes it takes a couple of years, maybe 3. You know, it takes a while if you're dependent on what financial situation you're in. So basically, this is how I coach. That's why I start with physical. And I don't know that I need to go into that anymore because I've been throwing this stuff at you for 55 days and giving you guys different things to talk about. But wanted to give you into my insight of, although I do coach around 4 pillars and I have a lot of other stuff to talk about and a lot of other experience in the other 3, physical is what I start with. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys have had a great day, great week. I appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate all your support. If you have anything, let me know in the comments. If you have any ideas or want to know something for future videos, let me know that as well, and we'll get that video scheduled. 7 weeks left, and we're on the home stretch right now, pushing hard, and we will get there. So if you're following along and doing this with me, keep it going. You're almost there. And like I said, reach out to me personally if you need anything additionally. But as always, I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Thanks again.